Beat it, folks.
5,000 street corners in greater Miami. And Gumby here's got to pick ours.
Free Miami Vice!
Fast cars, flashy clothes, big money, heavy players, and the hot Miami scene.
These were the main ingredients that made Miami Vice one of the most innovative shows of the 1980s. Journey with Tim and Mark as we take a peek into the drama series with an MTV feel on the Vice of Miami podcast.
Hello and welcome to the introductory episode of the Vice of Miami podcast. In this episode, Tim and I would like to introduce ourselves. We would like to let you know why we are doing a podcast on Miami Vice, as well as what to expect from the show. So let's get right into it. My name is Mark. I'm currently a home inspector in the state of Illinois. I have my own home inspection business. I'm a former firefighter paramedic in the Chicago area, as well as a former 911 dispatcher in the Chicago area. I'm married almost 25 years now with 2 children. My hobbies are craft beer, craft wine, making of and enjoying of. My wife and I like to travel. Not that we've done much the past year or so due to the pandemic, but we like to try new places, exciting things, and as well as calm and relaxing places. Tim, I'll let you go next.
Hi, my name is Tim Grutzius, and I am Mark's partner in crime for the Vice of Miami podcast. I'm a retired lieutenant paramedic from the Chicago area, now living in Western North Carolina. I'm also a personal trainer, Reiki master, and I do volunteer work with Illinois Firefighter Peer Support and an organization called Stand Tall, which is Thank a Local Lawman. I also like to do traveling. My wife and I have been married for almost 25 years. We're loving the Western North Carolina life, and that's about it for right now.
You can't do this, Rico. I know about Harrison. I read the files too.
Harrison gave up my family, man.
And he'll pay.
There could be a suspect down as far as the basement. Let's get a perimeter on the building ASAP. Oh, yeah, excuse me. Make sure you get a receipt for that ticket. Boy, guys, for a minute there, I was really scared. I didn't think I was gonna make it up those steps. I gotta start working out.
Well, you're all probably wondering, why a podcast about Miami Vice?
Yeah, Mark, why do we want to do a podcast about Miami Vice?
Well, way back in the olden days, after Walkmans and CD players, I've been listening to podcasts pretty much since 2005. I received a birthday gift, an iPod Mini. Go ahead, Google it. I pretty much started
going back there.
Yeah, just a little bit. I started listening to Disney podcasts, pretty much ambient park sounds, just walking around, going on the rides, and then other Disney podcasts, not necessarily just about movies or the shows, but about the parks, cruise lines, traveling to Disney, things of that nature. There's quite a few out there that are still hanging on since 2005. I also listen to a Las Vegas podcast, pretty much talking about all of Las Vegas, the casinos, the hotels, the shows. I also listen to local DJs. They have their own podcast since they left the radio business. And then one important one, a MASH podcast.
And why was that important to you, the MASH podcast?
Probably like you, Tim, way back in the olden days before CD players and before Walkman.
Oh, yeah.
The TV show MASH was pretty popular. It was on once a week. Was it CBS? I forgot what the network was.
Yeah, I don't
Maybe
remember
NBC.
either.
But anyways, loved it. A couple years ago, maybe 2 years ago, I stumbled across the MASH 4077 podcast. Pretty much listened to every episode. And I'm figuring while I'm listening to these, I like Miami Vice back in my formidable teen years. And if a podcast could be as good about MASH, why can't there be a good one about Miami Vice?
Exactly. And you know what? I was a little bit older than you. I was already in college, probably junior year in college when Miami Vice started. And that one was one of the most iconic shows when it came to music, fashion, and as I liken to say, it's got like an MTV feel. If our listeners know what that is, and again, if you don't, you could Google it. It's still on, so it just was a little bit different in the 80s than it's now constructed today. But the fashion, I remember when it first came out, my
Oh yeah,
brother,
the fashion.
my brother and a friend of ours from high school, and we didn't go to the same college, but we all went down to Water Tower Place in Chicago. And I think we went to, it was Marshall Fields at the time, now Macy's, and bought ourselves Miami Vice outfits. And it was probably a couple months ago. I was telling my wife about this, and we said that we never wore them in public, but we wore them in the house. And she just thinks that is hysterical and keeps laughing for like
Well,
10 minutes straight. That she goes, "It's stupid. You wasted your money just to wear it in a basement."
well, being in high school when this came out, I wore a couple, well, just at least the shirts that were flashy and acceptable to the Catholic high school standards. As long as it had a collar and was buttoned down, it was good to go. Didn't have to be a particular color. So I was a slave to the fashion a little bit. So getting back to why Miami Vice, why not? There were a couple out there that I've researched. They were very good. I don't think they did the complete series. At least I couldn't find anything. So Tim and I are going to give it a shot. We're going to do the best we can. So, like I said, listening to the MASH 407th podcast, I figured, hey, maybe I could do one about Miami Vice. Contacted Tim. He was gung-ho. So then started doing a little research. Personally, it looked a little bit overwhelming. So I just shot MASH 4077 podcast an email and got in touch with Kenny, one of the two remaining hosts for it. And Tim and I did a Zoom session with him, and he was more than helpful, wasn't he, Tim?
Yeah, he's very, very informative and gave us a lot of good tips on how to do this. So running with that, we're going to hope that this is going to be a good show for you all. And we really hope you enjoy the many episodes that we're going to put, because this series ran for 5 years. So we're going to get there. It's going to take us a little bit, but we hope you follow the journey with us.
Okay, so what's the show going to be like, you're asking? Well, that's a great question. Basically, we're going to start season 1, episode 1, and go all the way to season 5, episode, I don't know. We'll go episode to episode. Each show, we're going to try to keep it to 30 minutes. We want to keep it interesting to you. We don't want to go on and on. Basically, what we're going to do, we're going to discuss the show, the plot, the writer and director, basically how the show plays out. And if Tim, you want to discuss the rest?
Then we're going to also throw in some clips in between discussion to break it up a bit. So then we could just play off of the clip. And then we will always end the show with some type of a trivia question for the week, where you would contact us by our email that we'll give to you. Or we also have a fan page that you could, we'll post it there, and you could go there and do the same thing as well. just to get a little bit of engagement, expand our community.
We're also going to discuss, obviously, the characters and some of the guest stars, and like Tim White's, to discuss the fashion, because he's a fashionista in the Miami.
I don't know about that. Like I said, never was worn outside the house.
No evidence.
No evidence outside the house. It was like, basically, we should just use them for Halloween costumes, but we didn't even do that. It was just spend your money. So, yeah, the fashion, and again, it has that MTV feel, especially with the music. And there were guest stars like Phil Collins, Glenn Fry from the Eagles. It was, a whole host of different people made cameo appearances on the show as well.
Right. Like you just said, the music was a very, very big, it was a very big seller of the show, I think. It propelled the music stars, and it made the show what it was. That's what I think, but we could get into that into each episode.
Yes.
So again, Tim and I pretty much just want to bring this to you. Like I said, maybe 30 minutes, give or take a little bit more, a little bit less. We like to make it interesting. And we like to engage you, the listener, as well, through our Facebook and Instagram pages that we'll share with you later, and our email with the trivia question. So again, hopefully you will join the journey and keep listening all the way to the end and provide feedback on how we can improve, and we could go from there.
Yep.
Any final thoughts, Tim?
Nope. Just enjoy the ride, because it's going to be a good one. We're starting to go back and rewatch some of the old shows, and it's just like watching it all over again, because it's been years since I've really watched them in such continuity that it's going to be fun for us to you're reliving a period of time that's, we're pushing almost towards 37, 38 years ago. So,
right. Absolutely.
It's just going to be fun. So let's do it, people.
So with that, hopefully you will enjoy the journey within each Miami Vice season and episode.
Just enjoy it. And we will see you for Season 1, Episode 1, Brother's Keeper.
Tell me where am I?
I'm Lieutenant Castillo, your new boss. Can someone tell me where my office is?
Okay, I got 3 cheeseburgers
That's real healthy, Stan.
and a giant fry.
Don't forget the carbos.
You call that a giant fry? Come on, pal. What are you holding out on me? Give me another one.
And 1 stomach pump to go.
You see, me and my friends, we spend a lot of hard-earned cash bringing the benefits of South America here to this community, and we generally consider it our thing.
Hey, punk! Cowboy! I'm gonna have your badges for this, that's a promise! It's not over, Crockett.
You don't have to do this.
Been a long time coming anyway. Oh, we had one hell of a run, didn't we, partner?
Yeah, we sure did, Sonny.
You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Vice of Miami Podcast, or email us at viceofmiamishow@gmail.com.
Please rate us and comment on the episodes and spread the word about the show. On YouTube, press the like button and subscribe bell.